When your hen follows you everywhere you go, into the garden, around the yard, to the door, back to the coop, do you actually know what she's telling you? Most keepers see it and assume it's love. She's bonded, she missed me, she wants to be near me, and yes, that's part of it. But there's something deeper going on inside her brain that almost no one talks about. And once you understand what's really driving that behavior, you'll never look at your shadow hen the same way again. And pay attention to this, because there's one specific kind of following that's not a sign of love at all. It's a sign that something has gone seriously wrong inside your flock. And by the time most keepers notice it, the clock is already ticking. We'll get to that at the end. Let's start with what this behavior actually is. 1. It's not affection, it's imprinting. Most owners think their hen follows them because she loves them. And while there's truth in that, the mechanism running underneath is something much older and stranger. It's called imprinting. In the first hours and days of a chick's life, her brain is wired to lock onto whatever moving figure provides safety and food. In nature, that's the mother hen. In a backyard flock, that can become you, especially if you raised her from a chick. But here's what most keepers don't realize. Imprinting doesn't fully shut off. Even adult hens carry that wiring for life. Their brain has classified you somewhere deep in the social map as leader, parent, or safe figure. When you walk, that ancient instinct pushes them to follow. Researchers studying domestic poultry have found that hens raised with consistent human contact during the critical imprinting window, roughly the first 3 weeks of life, show measurably higher human-following behavior into adulthood. The bond isn't optional for her, it's neurological. So when she trails behind you across the yard, she isn't being clingy. She's responding to a 100-million-year-old instruction her brain can't switch off. 2. You're her foraging lead. Here's the practical side most keepers miss. When your hen follows you, she's not just emotionally attached, she's strategically positioning herself. Because in chicken logic, anywhere you go is somewhere interesting things happen. You turn over dirt, you step on insects, you drop crumbs without noticing, you open compost lids, you scratch at weeds. Every single one of those motions, in a chicken's mind, is the universal signal for food is about to appear. In a wild flock, this is exactly how subordinate hens behave around a dominant rooster or lead hen who's foraging. They shadow, they watch, they strike on anything that gets exposed. You've inherited that role. Your boots, your shovel, your every movement. They read to her brain as, the leader is foraging, and I should be ready. And here's the part that should land. She trusts you enough to do that hunting with her. In the wild, hens only forage closely alongside birds they consider safe. Your boots are her safe zone. And hey, if this is making you see your follower hen completely differently, hit that like button and subscribe. That's how we get these videos in front of more chicken keepers who actually want to understand their birds, not just feed them. 3. Her instincts were built 50,000 years ago. Now here's where it gets even deeper. Your modern backyard hen, despite all her domestication, is still wired by the same instincts as her wild ancestor. The red jungle fowl of Southeast Asia. And jungle fowl don't wander alone. They move in tight, mobile groups, with a clear lead bird at the front and the rest of the flock following at calculated distances behind. The lead bird picks the path. The lead bird makes the first move into open ground. The lead bird signals when it's safe to start foraging. The followers conserve energy, watch the flanks for danger, and gather what the lead exposes. When your hen follows you, she's running that exact ancient program. You are the lead bird. You set the path. You signal what's safe. This is also why hens following you will often freeze when you stop. They're not confused. They're waiting for your next move. In jungle fowl society, the lead bird's pause is a signal, and they've learned yours. You're not just being followed. You're being read, second by second. The way her ancestors read their flock leader through every step. 4. The distance. She tells you everything. Pay attention to how close she follows, because the distance is a precise readout of your relationship. A hen who walks within touching distance of your boots, practically clipping your heels, is signaling the highest level of trust. In the wild, that close contact position is reserved for the most bonded flock members. She is telling you she would let you make every safety decision for her. Right now, a hen who follows at 1 to 2 feet is in the standard trusted flockmate zone. Most well-bonded backyard hens settle here. A hen who follows at 3 to 5 feet, watching but not committing, is still in the bonding phase. She trusts you enough to come with you, but not enough to surrender her exit space. And a hen who shadows you from much further out, ducking behind objects, watching from cover. That hen is curious about you, but doesn't yet consider you flock. Give her more time. Don't force the closeness. Most keepers never notice the distance shifts, but your hen's exact position relative to your feet is one of the most reliable bond gauges you'll ever have access to. 5. She's studying you. Here's something almost no one talks about. Chickens are remarkable social learners. Foundational research by Dr. Christine Nicole at the University of Bristol demonstrated that chickens learn faster by watching another bird perform a task than by trial and error themselves. And your hen counts you as that other bird. When she follows you, she isn't just chasing food and seeking safety. She is actively building a map of your behavior. What objects you interact with, what ground you avoid, what sounds make you stop. Over weeks and months, this builds into a detailed model of you, one she uses to predict what's about to happen in her environment. If you suddenly look up at the sky, she'll look up too, because she's learned that your upward glance has historically preceded a hawk. If you walk briskly toward the coop, she'll move with you, because she's learned your urgent walk has meant rain or dusk in the past. She isn't passively trailing behind you. She is studying you, learning from you, and integrating your behavior into her survival strategy. That kind of attention isn't given to just anyone in her world. You've become a textbook she reads every single day. 6. It's not the same for every hen. If you have multiple hens, you've probably noticed that not all of them follow you equally. One bird is glued to your boots, another wanders off after a few minutes, a third never follows at all. That's not a problem. That's personality. Some hens are wired to bond intensely with a single figure, almost like a dog choosing one person in the family. These are often the bottom of the pecking order hens who find protection in close proximity to flock authority, or the curious, bold breeds like Silkies, Cochins, and Orpingtons that have been selectively bred for centuries to enjoy human contact. Other hens, higher-strung breeds like Leghorns or game birds, keep more distance even when they trust you completely. Their bond shows up differently. They might run to greet you, sit near you, accept your touch, but constant following isn't in their script. And the hens who never follow at all aren't broken or unloving. They're simply hens whose attention is more focused on the flock itself, or whose social wiring leans more independent. Don't compare your shadow hen to your independent hen. Each one is telling you about the bond in her own language. Your job is to learn which language belongs to which bird. 7. When following becomes a warning. Now, remember at the start when I said there's one specific kind of following that isn't a sign of love at all? Something that means trouble has already started inside your flock? Here it is. If a hen who never used to follow you suddenly starts shadowing you, and especially if she follows you alone, separated from the rest of the flock, pay close attention. That isn't bonding. That's a hen who has been ostracized. It's one of the earliest signals of serious flock trouble. A hen who is being bullied, pecked, or driven away from food and water by the rest of the flock will often seek out the only safe figure she has left: you. Her brain has calculated that her flockmates have become a threat, and that the human is the new flock. Look for the supporting signs. Is she missing feathers, especially around her head, neck, or vent? Are other hens chasing her off when she tries to feed? Does she stay in your shadow even when you stop moving, almost reluctant to leave your feet? The other version of this warning is health. A hen who suddenly starts following you obsessively, sitting down often, breathing through an open beak, or moving slower than the rest of the flock. That hen is not bonding. She's seeking safety because she's too weak to keep up with her own kind. And in the chicken world, weakness gets you killed by your flockmates and by predators. The rule is the same in both cases. Sudden, intense, isolated following is not love. It's a hen telling you, in the only way she can, that she needs help now, so learn the difference. The lifelong follower is a love letter. The sudden, lonely follower is a cry for help, because that little shadow at your boots, the one most keepers chalk up to cute, it was never just cute. It was a 100-million-year-old instinct, an entire social map, and a relationship she'd been building with you every step of the way. And now you know how to listen.